staying at first base right now. She'll be playing second. Jaylene Castro will be playing left field and batting second. Valerie Ramirez, she had a great game over at third base her first time up as Ophil takes off with the pitch. The throw down by Rodriguez is in time, and Ophil is retired. St. Mary's catches the thief red-handed and one away here with a 1-1 count. Adela Gomez will be playing first base and batting cleanup. Corinne Gonzalez will be playing right field and batting fifth. Marissa Sanchez, the designated hitter, will bat sixth. She'll be followed by Taylor McGill, who will catch. Erica Graham, the shortstop, will bat eighth. And then Courtney White, the center fielder, will round out the lineup and bat and play center field. 2-1 the count here for Britain. And you can tell Emily already, she's starting to bring the heat. That one's fouled off, and it'll be 2-2. Let's go on ahead and meet the Rattlers defense from left to right in the outfield. A bit of a change, Nash, Vadrine, and then Bissaro, the starting pitcher in the first game. She'll be playing right field. Bissaro, she actually got her first loss on the season in that first game. Sardolich, Medina, Villa, Richter around the horn stays the same as that off-speed pitch was laid on nicely by Castro, and she's able to poke it into right for the second hit of the day. And then Alex Rodriguez will be behind the plate and will be giving the signs to Britain. And Brian, we see Britain firing away, but she's already given up 2 hits. What does she have to do in order to slow down this Javelina lineup that put 9 runs on Bissaro earlier today?
What Britain's got to do is stay composed and hit her spots. Set the tempo early on in the ball game. Texas A&M Kingsville was able to score 1 run in the top of the first before exploding for 8 in the next 2. Britain will have to set the pace and control pretty much the ball game with the pitches she throws and the pace at which she delivers them.
1-1 the count. Valerie Ramirez at the plate. She's hitting .302 coming into today. 12 doubles, 21 RBIs. She's had herself an impressive season as the count's now 2-1 to her. Just 1 away. Here's Britain. And that one off the fists into left field. Charging on to make the play is Nash. And there will be 2 away.
Nash usually playing in right field, playing in left in this ball game. Able to make the play and record the second out of the inning.
And now here comes Adela Gomez to the plate. Britain winding, dealing. That pitch lifted toward Nash once again, and the catch is made. So Britain tagged up for a couple of hits, but no harm, no foul. No runs, 2 hits, 1 left on base. The Rattler bats a chance to get going as we are heading to the bottom of the first here on the Rattler Network.
You want those tickets?
We have so much to celebrate in Division II. We're especially proud of our commitment to Make-A-Wish.
Division II student athletes have the 10 initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $1 have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted. We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
And welcome back, Rattler fans. St. Mary's, the top of the order, about to come up, trying to strike first here in the bottom of the first. A second game of our doubleheader already underway. Joe Rodriguez, Brian Maglilion bringing you all the action here at the softball field. 1-0 the count there to Sartlich as we get underway in our April Fool's Day action. The comedy holiday of the year, but softball to be played. And of course, the St. Mary's Rattlers, the number 5 ranked team in the nation amongst the teams in action here today. Let's go on ahead. Let's meet the Rattler lineup. First, you have Nicole Sartlich, the third baseman. She's leading off right now as she looks at ball 3, 3-0. Taylor Vadrine, she'll be batting second and playing center. Haley Richter will be playing first base and batting third. Arcelia Bassaro will be playing right field and batting cleanup. Then you have Alvarez after her as the walk is drawn by Sartlich. Alvarez will be the designated hitter. You have Alex Rodriguez, the catcher, who will be batting after her. Miranda Medina will bat seventh and play shortstop. She'll be followed by Amanda Villa, the second baseman, batting eighth. Danielle Nash will bat after her and play left field, and that'll round out the lineup for St. Mary's. Vadrine, that one, she looks at it, 1-0 the count, and Brian, St. Mary's yet to see a strike here today. 5 pitches, 5 balls for the starting pitcher, Kat Tapley.
And there's the first strike Tapley throws, and her 6th pitch in the ball game, and that evens up the count to Vadrine 1-1.
Tapley, a 12.34 ERA on the year, as the count's now 1-2. Tapley, she has 1 win on the year to go against 3 losses. In 23 1/3 innings pitched, she's allowed 32 walks and had 20 strikeouts, so that could be a part of her struggle so far on the year. 2-2 now the count to Vadrine. Meanwhile, she'll be opposing a very impressive Rattler lineup as Vadrine taps that one harmlessly over to first. It's taken by Gomez unassisted to the bag, 1 away. And now Haley Richter will come to the plate. Richter, a .338 hitter so far on the year, 44 RBIs after she added 1 earlier on today. Also 5 home runs for Haley, so a good bat to have up there at the plate if you're the Lady Rattlers. First pitch out of the zone, 1-0.
As he said, Richter, a great at-bat to have, especially with a runner in scoring position. Richter, leading the team in RBIs, was able to notch her 44th RBI in the first game of this doubleheader. She'll look to add to that total with Sartlich over at second and 1 out. And she takes that pitch for a called strike 1. 2-1 now the count.
And we mentioned it before in the first game, but the St. Mary's Rattler team, a very strong lineup to have all the way through. They're all very capable, as looks like Sartlich, she's going to stay put at second base as Richter taps out on 1 hop over to Tapley. And now it'll be a runner on second base and Bassaro coming to the plate. Bassaro batting cleanup here today, usually a pitcher for this Rattler team. And first pitch is called strike 1. Bassaro, she actually notched her first hit of the season earlier today when she was hitting during her first pitching appearance, and she takes a hack at that one and is out in front of it, 0-2 now. And it's one of those questions where if you have to insert someone into your lineup, do you put them in to the order at a certain point, or do you shuffle up your entire order and possibly risk throwing off the rest of the lineup?
Well, it's an intricate balance that, you know, only few people are qualified to make with regards to making those decisions. As Bissaro strikes out swinging, the Rattlers unable to score here as we head to the top of the second inning. Still no score. We'll be right back right here on the Rattler Network.
And we'd like to remind you, at the third inning, we will be...
And welcome back, Rattler fans. Top of the second set to get underway. It'll be Gonzalez, Sanchez, and McGill due up this inning for the Javelinas. Emily Britton still out there in the circle for the Lady Rattlers, looking to do work for them. That first pitch in the zone for a called strike one. And this game starting off a great bit different than the first game. If you missed the first game of our doubleheader, Lady Rattlers unfortunately fell in that one by a score of 9-4. That game was high scoring to say the least. All the scoring in the first parts of the innings. The Javelinas struck early, jumped out to the lead. The Rattlers were able to respond, but then the Javelinas were able to go ahead for good. But this game a bit different, starting a bit more traditionally. 0-0 still the score. The pitchers still asserting themselves early on. And Brian, do you think we might be in for a different game right here, or do you think it's just the bats need to get warmed up once more?
Well, it could be a little bit of both, as that one hit softly over to third. Sardulich charges at it and makes the play for the first out of the inning. Great job by Sardulich, able to charge and get the out over at first. But to answer your question about whether or not it's a matter of the bats warming up or if we're going to have a different ball game, I think we're going to see a more controlled game, if you will. The Rattlers, I don't believe, have allowed more than a handful of runs in one inning, and they allowed 8 over the course of 2 innings in the second and third innings of the first game. So with a pitcher like Emily Britton, odds are you won't get that, as that one is grounded over to second. There to make the play, to short, excuse me, there to make the play is Medina for the second out. But long story short, I expect slightly different game.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's probably going to be a lot more low scoring. St. Mary's, they'll probably find their way back into this one, find a groove. maybe even have a bit of a chip on their shoulder right here, actually, as the Javelinas kind of embarrassed them in front of their home crowd. I mean, 9-4, that's quite a spot to put on your St. Mary's Rattlers, but these Lady Rattlers, I mean, they're number 5 in the country for a reason. They're going to come to play. 1-0 the count. Britton, that one just out the zone, and it's 2-0. I gotta tell you, Brian, it feels like Britton's velocity has just kept improving as the years gone on. She's actually gotten stronger and stronger as opposed to wearing down as the season's grown older.
And that's a testament to the work ethic that she puts in, as that one is grounded right to her. And perfect timing. Britton able to record the final out of the inning.
And so that'll do it for the top of the second. We're getting ready to head to the bottom. The Rattler Bats still looking to get going. 0 still on the board. And welcome back, Rattler fans. Bottom of the second inning set to get underway. Your St. Mary's Rattlers knotted at 0 with the Javelinas. We forgot to introduce the Javelinas lineup, so we'll go on ahead, do that now. From left to right in the outfield, you have Castro, White, and Gonzalez, as that first pitch as looked at by Alvarez for a called strike one. Then you have Ramirez at third, Graham at short, O'Phil at second, and Gomez at first. Be sure to look out for Ramirez over there at third. She was very effective in the first game. This one grounded to Graham, and she throws it across the diamond for out number 1. Behind the plate is going to be McGill. She'll be calling the balls and strikes, of course, for Tapley, as Alvarez is retired for out number 1. And now it'll be Alex Rodriguez to come to the plate. Alex, a .330 hitter coming into today. First pitch out of the zone for 1-0. Also leads this Rattler team in home runs with 7 to go along with 23 RBIs and 6 doubles. That pitch out of the zone as it tried to dive it back down into the zone, but it was still outside. 2-0 now. 2-0 count. If you're a home run hitter like Alex, this would be a good pitch to look for, but that one out of the zone as well. And I doubt that Alex would swing the bat right here.
And as you always mention, Joe, Alex, a very methodical batter with regards to her approach at the plate, as she's able to draw the one-out walk. One of those players that really takes her time and evaluates the situation that's going on.
I think it might be due in part to her being a catcher as well. So her having that experience of calling balls and calling the pitches that she wants her pitcher to throw might give her some kind of insight into what the opposing pitcher might be thinking. So I think that might be a part of her strength as a hitter. 0-1 the count to Miranda Medina, laying down the bunt now, and that one's going to die as it goes foul.
And attempted bunt goes foul.
Miranda Medina, a 224 hitter so far on the year to go along with her 5 RBIs. 2 home runs as well for Medina. So she's been explosive in spurts. That one out of the zone, and it's 1-2.
And throughout the course of these 2 ball games, the Javelina pitchers have, for the most part, been pitching on the outside portion of the plate rather than pitching inside.
And that's a good strategy to have when you're going up against a big hitting team like St. Mary's. What it does is, as Medina goes down on strikes, is it forces your team to take what they can get instead of, taking what they want to get. And what I mean by that is you might have to hit the ball away and get only singles and put those together, instead of if you have a big-time hitter up there who just wants to pull the ball and crank it out of the yard. As Villa stepping in for the first time tonight. 0-1 the count to Amanda. Amanda, 318 hitters so far on the year. She started every game this year, and that one hit her. She tried to get out the way, but it went and clipped her arm. Looks like it hit her left arm.
And Villa looks a bit shaken up.
I think they might have called it off her bat right there that she went around. No, they didn't. It's a dead ball, and she'll head down to first. I was a bit confused as to why Alex wasn't heading down to second. It hit off of Villa's left arm. That's not her throwing arm, so she could play with a bruise on that one, but her right arm, they might be a bit more careful with. She's still holding it down there at first base, but it looks like she says she's ready to go. And now it'll be up to Nash at the plate. Danielle Nash, a 124 hitter coming into today. And she looks at a called strike 1. We see 2 runners on, 2 away. St. Mary's threatening for the first time this game, as that one's fouled off, and it'll quickly be 0-2 for Danielle Nash. Tapley saying there's 2 outs. You see her signaling to her team. Here's the pitch, and that one too far outside for Nash to reach, and the second strikeout of the inning. The Rattlers go down, but not before they threaten no runs on no hits. 2 left on base. 0 still on the board. We're heading to the third. So you're watching Rattler Softball on the Rattler Network. And welcome back, Rattler fans. Top of the third, set to get underway here at the softball field. Joe Rodriguez, Brian McLeon, bringing you all the action from today's doubleheader. This one, the nightcap. St. Mary's looking to even up this season here on April Fool's Day. Emily Britton on the mound on a mission as she'll face Graham, White, and Ophil this inning. The first pitch to Graham was out of the zone, 1-0. Second one by Britton, called strike, and it'll be 1-1 now to Graham. Erica Graham, a .222 hitter so far on the year, 6 extra base hits to go along with 2 RBIs. Here's Emily to the plate, and that one hit over to Sarlich. Sarlich faithfully across the diamond for out number 1. And you see Sarlich over there at third. I don't think it gets much better in the South region when it comes to third baseman than Nicole Sarlich.
Sarlich, a tremendous fielding percentage, a .965, so 96.5% of the time the ball gets hit to her, she's going to put you out, and doing so right there.
Courtney White over there, little dinker in front of the plate. A-Rod, the bare hand, throw to first in time, and just like that, 2 away very quickly as Alex quickly off from behind the plate and on to first.
A-Rod with one of the strongest arms in the Heartland Conference for a catcher, displaying her arm strength right there, able to gun out the runner over at first.
Here comes Ophil to the plate. Ophil a single her first time up, although she was eventually caught stealing. First pitch out of the zone, 1-0. I don't know about you, Brian, but whenever I have a catcher with the last name of Rodriguez, I'm feeling pretty confident. As that one a called strike, and it'll be 1-1. Britton now settling back in, 1-1 the count to Ophil in a 0-0 game here. I went a little off speed and a little bit foul off the bat, and it'll be 1-2 now. As the sun almost completely set, the lights are on. The wind blowing very strongly right to left and a little bit in, so expect any ball to be hit that way to quite possibly die down before it gets to the warning track, although you never know. Off speed, and Ophil shoots that one into right field, and a good job there by Ophil. She just barely got the bat on the ball. She actually almost jumped out of her shoes when she saw that pitch, but she is still able to find the soft part of the right field grass and deposit her second single of the ball game.
A nice blooper over to right center, able to get a 2-out single and prolong this inning for the Javelinas.
Here comes Jaylene Castro. First pitch a bit low out of the zone, 1-0. Castro also 1-for-1 today. She singled her last time up, but that was only after Ophil had been caught stealing. That one out of the zone as well, 2-0 now. Britton, she'll step on back in. Here comes the pitch, and that one, hit right back into her glove. She barely had to move it, and there it goes to end the inning. So no runs allowed on 1 hit, 1 left on base. Britton, she's been on point. The Rattler bats not so much, but a chance to get going here, going into the bottom of the third, as you're watching Rattler softball on the Rattler Network.
We have so much to celebrate in Division II. We're especially proud of our commitment to make a wish.
Division II student athletes led a 10-year initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
$1 million have been hundreds of children's wishes have been granted. We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
And welcome back, Rattler fans. 0-0, still the score. St. Mary's still looking for their first hit, although they've had a couple on board via the base on ball and the hit by pitch. But it'll be Sardolich, Vadrine, Richter, the top of the order, due up here to start the bottom of the third. And Brian, I think we need to start a little conversation, you and I, as this one is high and above the belt. There's an interesting fan poll posted on RattlerAthletics.com that I'd like to talk with you about, and it really tells you about what a great program St. Mary's has had, not only in softball but in all of our sports. The question is, which nationally ranked team do you think will advance further into the postseason? Baseball, men's tennis, softball, or women's tennis? Brian, I'm going to go on ahead, give you a little bit of time to think about this. I'll go on ahead and go first. I think, personally, baseball, because baseball, they've had experience doing it before. 2 years ago, it was they advanced all the way to the National World Series. They have the incredible pitching of Matt McClain. It's not to do a disservice to any of the other teams out there, but I think right now baseball just has the most experience in their coaching staff and amongst their players. But I could see very well softball also doing it. So Brian, what team do you think has the potential to advance the furthest?
Well, granted, all these teams have potential to make it very far in the postseason, but I'd have to go with the team that we're watching right now, the St. Mary's softball Rattlers, as Sardolich able to draw a walk here to lead off the inning. But the Rattler softball team, 14-game and 18-game winning streaks respectively. They have done a tremendous job this season of reeling off win after win after win, and they have won 32 of their last 34 games that they've played. They went undefeated the entire month of March, which is unbelievable. So I'd have to say that, all signs are pointing to them making a deep run in the postseason.
You know what? You convinced me. I'm going to change my vote right here. And if you want to vote, then, of course, you can go to RattlerAthletics.com as well. The fan poll, it's there on the Made Home fan page. You just click whatever team you like, and then, of course, find whatever. The fans, they seem to agree with you. 56% say softball, they believe, will advance the furthest. 25% are with me and my initial take of baseball. Speaking of takes, of course, you can check out Tovar's take. David Tovar, one of our staple columnists, I do suppose now, a new off-air, on-point commentary available for your eyes at RattlerAthletics.com. 2-2 the count here for Vadrine, as Sardolich drew the walk and advanced down to first. Here's the pitch, and it's a two-hopper over to short. Throw to relay to second on time, but on to first is not in time. So Vadrine and Sardolich will swap spots, and Vadrine will now run with one away.
Great hustle down the line by Taylor, able to beat out the potential double play. And now it's only one out with a runner over at first for Haley Richter.
Richter 0 for 1 today. She grounded out to first. Vadrine trying to steal yet another bag, and she does. Taylor Vadrine stealing another base.
Vadrine got a good jump from first and was able to slide in safely, and now she's in scoring position with only 1 out.
The 16th stolen base of the year for Taylor. She's 16 of 17 now, as 0-1 the count now for Haley Richter. Oh and 2 now. Here comes the pitch from Tapley. That one's well outside, and it'll be 1-2. I believe they were trying to see if Richter would offer at that one, and she did not. Bissaro is waiting on deck. Alvarez is in the hole. That one fouled off, and it'll be 1-2 still. Also, we need to give some love to our tennis teams as well. Those tennis teams are absolutely incredible. They've been putting up victory after victory, and Maria Wong, an incredible tennis player. As that one's out of the zone, it's 2-2. Tapley back into the circle, winding, dealing, and Richter. Oh, and Vadrine, she got caught up. She's in the pickle. Vadrine will dive head first. Oh, going to second now is Richter. She'll get caught up as well. And so a couple of base running errors are taken advantage of by the Javelinas, as St. Mary's is sat down for the 3rd inning in a row. We're heading to the top of the 4th. 0-0, still your score. So you're watching Rattler Softball on the Rattler Network. And welcome back, Rattler fans. Top of the 4th, set to get underway here. Rattlers, they'll be facing Ramirez, Gomez, and Gonzalez. It's Britton. First pitch, oh, Medina, she bobbled it. Throw across the diamond, not in time, as Ramirez was able to beat it. And it's going to be a tough play for Medina there, but I think they're going to give her the air over at short. And they are going to do just that.
That's the ring of Adela Gomez.
And now here comes Adela Gomez to the plate. Gomez 0 for 1 so far today. She popped out to left her first time up, showing bunt the whole way. Pickoff throw over to second. Oh, and it hit the umpire. The ball off of Villa's glove and hit the umpire, I believe, right in the head. An unfortunate bounce.
They pop him in the head.
Yeah, and if that ball actually doesn't hit the umpire, then it's probably far into right field, and the Javelina runner's still going. It appears he's all right the whole way, and ready to get back to play. Those umpires, they're just as tough as the players out there. Well, 1-0 will be the count.
1-0 is the count.
And here comes Gomez back up to the plate. See if she shows bunt once again. She's not. Sardalich plays to first, and Richter able to hang on the bag just long enough, and the runner is advanced to second all the same. So here comes Gonzalez now to the plate. She grounded it out over to third her first time up. Britton back onto the rubber. Ramirez now on second. Here's the pitch. That one off speed, off the plate, 1-0.
Oh, that was a pretty pitch from Emily. Unable to find the outside part of the plate. But you'll have to, if you're the Javelinas, those type of pitches that you see, you can't be too aggressive when you see pitches like that, as the pickoff attempt by Rodriguez is not in time.
And 2-0 will now be the count. It looks like that pickoff throw down to second's going to become something we regularly see with Rodriguez. I'd be interested to see how much it's worth it, the success rate of it, I should say. It's a risky throw down there to second, but if you're able to convert it once or twice throughout the course of, I don't know, a month or so, then you'd have to say that's well worth it.
And plays like that are big momentum shifters, especially in close ball games such as this one.
As that one's fouled off, and it's 2-2. You'd also have to think that it's being well backed up by Vadrine in center field, and that the base runner's diving back into second base. So if it did by chance go into center field, that the center fielder would be able to back it up and then be able to make the play over to third base if necessary. So 2-2 the count with one away. Oof. That one just out the zone, and Britton just missed out on a strikeout looking. Full count now. Gonzalez with a very good eye right there. Here's the pitch to Corinne. And that one shot over toward first. Richter tags the bag and fires it over to first on a hop. Sardalich able to stop it, but the throw not in time, but the out is recorded at first. Now here comes Rosa Sanchez. Sanchez, she's 0 for 1, grounded out to short her first time up.
They say Rattler fans make some noise, help them get off the field here.
Britton winding, dealing. And that one off the plate, 1-0. Britton looking in again. Here's the pitch. And that one must have been a bit too low. 2-0 now. And Emily, she's just missing with a couple of these pitches. If the strike zone was a tad bit bigger, then she might have 5 or 6 strikeouts. But as it is, both pitchers are having to adapt to the strike zone, of course. And that one.
Speaking of strikeouts, Britton is second on the Rattler pitching staff with regards to striking out batters. She has 55 heading into this ball game. That's approximately, if my math is correct, 34 or 36 less than Viana Gutierrez, who has 91. 36, right?
36,
okay,
yes.
Cool. Mental math hasn't left me yet.
There you go. One day you'll need it, I'm sure.
However, Britton down in this count 3-0. She'll have to be selective with her pitches, although she has first base open. And she's given out a walk here with 2 outs.
Yeah, I think that she was aware that first base was open, so might as well go on ahead, face McGill right here. McGill, she's 0 for 1 today, and she grounded out to Britton her last time up. A fresh count now for Britton to work with. Here's the pitch from Emily. That first pitch outside, 1-0. And you can hear her teammates telling her she's making good pitches. It's just, they're just barely missing the zone. Here's the 1-0. And that one barely outside too.
A tighter strike zone being called in this ball game in contrast to the first game.
And I don't know if you could see right there, Emily, she's biting her lip asking for the strike. 2-0 the count, 2 away. Runners on the corners. Here's the pitch. And that one a light tapper. Sardolich will charge it. Throw to first is in time, and that'll do it for the inning. So Sardolich able to get the Rattlers through the inning along with Britton, and 0-0 the score will remain. No runs, no hits, 2 left on base off of 1 error. Lady Rattlers coming up in the bottom of the 4th. And welcome back, Rattler fans. Marcela Bassaro taps that one back to Tapley. Throw first in time, and so 1 pitch, 1 away. It'll be Alvarez due up next, and Rodriguez due up right after her. And if you're the Rattlers, you need to get fired up here a little bit. You know, you need to start showing some fire. Yet to get a hit here, heading to the bottom of the 4th inning. The same thing happened last game. They struggled to get hits the whole way through, and then next thing you know, the Javelinas had hopped out in front of them. Britton, she's doing all she can in order to keep you in this ball game, but there's only so much she can do for so long. You need to get the bats going right here, right, Brian?
The Rattlers, that's the only way they can score runs, is if they get their bats going. And it might be a case of the fact that, you know, maybe the long road trip that they're coming off of, an 8-game road trip that began on March 14th at Rogers State, maybe that long road trip has the Rattlers kind of, you know, in unfamiliar territory, not playing at home for several weeks.
Well, 3-0 the count here for Alvarez. And, I mean, the Rattlers, they've had an impressive record at home all year. Is that one called strike one to Alvarez?
Rattlers 19-3 at home, 13-1 away from the friendly confines of the softball stadium here at the park at St. Mary's.
Is that one out of the zone? Alvarez able to draw a walk. And the Rattlers, they've been able to get base runners here today. It's just they haven't been able to get a hit quite yet. Have they even made solid contact on Tapley quite yet? I'm not sure. I think they hit a couple of deep fly balls to the outfield, but nothing too tremendous quite yet. But again, Alex Rodriguez, a good player to try to get you going right here. Alex, 0 for 0 today. She had a base on ball her first time up, showing bunt. And Alvarez will scurry on back to first, 1-0 the count.
Now, if there's one person that can get you a hit, it is Alex Rodriguez. A-Rod leading the team in home runs with 7 blasts to go along with 23 RBIs. She lays down a bunt, and she's unable to beat the throw, but she does advance Alvarez over to second with now 2 outs.
Well, now here comes Miranda Medina to the plate. Looks like St. Mary's just trying to play for that one run. I think they figure that Britain's pitching so well that if they get ahead 1-0, that they'd be able to win the game like that. Here's the pitch, and that one out of the zone. 1-0 to Miranda. That pitch also out of the zone, 2-0. And a bunt, it doesn't exactly seem like a momentum shifter in your favor, like all of a sudden you have momentum, but when you're a team that's struggling to get a hit, when you successfully lay down a bunt or execute as a team a defensive play, it can actually get you going and in a positive attitude with the bats. So even Rodriguez just getting that sacrifice bunt down and being successful in that could get Medina feeling good about herself and thinking that she's going to be successful in executing in order to get a hit as well. 3-1 now the count. 2 away. And that one called strike 2.
And confidence does go a long way, especially when it comes to sports such as softball. The confidence not only in your teammates but also in yourself to perform under certain circumstances, as Medina is able to draw a 2-out walk, which will now bring runners at first and second for Amanda Villa.
Amanda hit by a pitch her first time up. That was in her left arm. Seems like she's shaking the effects of that. First pitch, called strike on the outside corner. Tapley, here's the pitch, and that one out of the zone, 1-1 now. Kat Tapley now back onto the rubber. Here's the pitch. That one high and well outside to Amanda. Looks like Graham will come in, give Tapley a little bit of encouragement. Looks like she's ready to go now. 2-1, 2 out. Amanda winding, dealing, and that one hit and right into the glove of the shortstop Graham, and that'll do it for the inning. So St. Mary's still no hits on the board, no runs, no hits, 2 left on base. As we are heading now to the top of the 5th inning here inside the softball field at the Parks in St. Mary's.
With 12 premier institutions across 4 states, the members of the Heartland Conference are proud partners of their communities and NCAA Division II. We are committed to the academic and athletic success of our student athletes. The Heartland Conference offers a vibrant championship experience with schools that are nationally competitive, engaged with their communities, and supported by hundreds of thousands of fans who promote a positive game environment. To learn more about the Heartland Conference, visit us at heartlandsports.org. Choose Division II. Choose the Heartland Conference.
And welcome back, Rattler fans. 0-0 as we head to the top of the 5th inning. The Javelinas now up to bat. It'll be Graham, White, and Ophil due up this inning. Graham, she made the ending catch that last half inning. So far today, she's 0 for 1. She grounded out over to Sardolich over there at third. See Sardolich, as per usual, playing an extra step in. At first pitch, a called strike 1 for Emily Britton. When we saw Britton last half inning, she was having a little bit of trouble locating the strike zone, and she got a little bit frustrated even, didn't she?
She was making very good pitches. However, the strike zone being called a little tight in this ball game. Britton allowing 3 hits and walking 1 throughout the course of this game, and we're already in the top of the 5th inning. An outstanding performance from the Heartland Conference Pitcher of the Week.
And on the other side, Tapley, she's had a great performance as well. Yet to allow a hit is the Javelina starting pitcher, although she has hit a batsman and walked 3 batters, I do believe. That one fouled off by Graham, and we'll do 0-2 yet again. Britton looks in. Here's the pitch. That one well outside, trying to nibble away at the edge of the plate, but missed it. 1-2. Emily looking in once again for her sign. Here's the delivery, and that one reached for and poked foul down the first base side, and looked like over towards a couple of young fans who reacted wildly. Everyone's okay though. 1-2, the count will remain.
Yeah, I thought she had it the first time. Yeah.
Emily back on the rubber. Here's the pitch. And that one hit foul and over towards the third base coach. Tried to make the bare hand play, but thought better of it and let it go. And we'll do 1-2 once again. Good at bat by Graham. She's been able to battle her way back. It's still a 1-2 count, not in her favor, but she's seen quite a bit of pitches against Emily Britton, the reigning Heartland Conference Pitcher of the Year. Here's Emily again, and that one slapped foul again.
This is shaping up to be a great at-bat. Britton giving some tough pitches to Graham, and Graham taking them and fouling them away. But as you mentioned, the count is at the disadvantage of Graham. She's down 1-2.
Yeah, and I think Emily, she's just going to keep on coming after her here. Off speed. Ooh, that's a beauty right there. First time we've seen that pitch out of Britton. Actually, the second time we've seen that pitch out of Britton here tonight. And this time it produces the first strikeout of the ball game for Emily Britton.
And Britton getting the better of the exchange, able to strike out her first batter of this ball game. Hopefully this can carry some momentum for the Rattlers as this game progresses and enters the later stages.
1-0 the count to White. White, she grounded out to Alex last time. She made a great barehanded play. Has that one out of the zone, and it's 2-0 now. Britton stretching out her right leg just a bit. Looks like she's ready to go. Probably just staying loose. And that one a little nubber, but foul, and it'll go off to Richter. So count will be 2-1. The count, one away. 0-0 still the score. Here's the pitch. Oof, she went around. Yes, she did. So strike number 2 on White right there.
White couldn't quite hold up her swing and chased after a pitch that Britton delivered. And that evens up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Britton battling her way back in the sack at bat. That one foul down the left field side. Giving chase to it was Nash, but it hit off the wall and is out of play. 2-2, the count still remains. Britton on the rubber. Here's the pitch. Off speed again. That one hit over to Richter. She's going to race her to the bag. The diving effort, and she got her. Haley Richter knew that she'd have to head first dive to first in order to get the out. She did just that and was just barely able to nip White at the bag.
Oh, great hustle there by Haley. Diving, and every inch was the difference between getting White out or having her stand at first. But now the Rattlers have 2 down with Ophil at the plate.
Ophil, she's been hot tonight. 2 for 2 so far here tonight in the nightcap of the ball game. And that pitch out of the zone, 1-1. One of those hitters that you can say, one of those rare hitters that you can say has had the St. Mary's pitching staff's number. 1-1, 2 away. Here's Emily. That one hit over to Sarlich. Backhand throw across the diamond is in time, and that'll end the inning. So 5-3 to end the top of the 5th. We're heading to the bottom. The St. Mary's Bats still looking to get going. 0-0, still our score.
With 12 premier institutions across 4 states, the members of the Heartland Conference are proud partners of their communities and NCAA Division II. We are committed to the academic and athletic success of our student athletes. The Heartland Conference offers a vibrant championship experience with schools that are nationally competitive, engaged with their communities, and supported by hundreds of thousands of fans who promote a positive game environment. To learn more about the Heartland Conference, visit us at heartlandsports.org. Choose Division II. Choose the Heartland Conference.
So 0-0 still the score. Nash, Sardolich, Vadrine due up this half inning for the St. Mary's Rattlers. Bottom of the fifth set to get underway. First pitch. That one well above the belt for a called strike one. And Brian, April Fool's Day is the occasion. Can you have any April Fool's Day jokes? Anything that you pulled off in your youth, or anything that you ever saw, and anything that ever happened to you in particular?
Well, several things have happened to me. Freshman year of college, my roommates decided that it would be funny to place a fake parking ticket on my window sheet on my window on the window of my car, and I get to my car and they're with me because we were gonna go out to eat dinner or something, and they had my full reaction. I was flipping out, and I did not find out until probably 2 or 3 weeks later that it was actually them that planted the parking ticket. And
so did you go try to pay it, or what?
No, actually, I read the parking ticket, and it had some suggestive language, if you will.
I see.
And that's when I realized that, okay, it's a fake ticket, but who would do this? And it was kind of like a bonding experience, because at the time, my roommates and we were just getting to know each other, but nonetheless, great bonding experience.
I see.
How about you? Any pranks that you've pulled in your heyday?
Any pranks? Just the typical stuff, drawing on a couple people as the bunt's laid down by Sardolich right there. But the best prank that I've ever had pulled on me actually happened on Christmas, if you can believe that. So it was Christmas Day, I want to say 3 years ago, and exchanging Christmas presents with everyone, and my cousin, Paul, his name's Paul, one of my best friends around my age, decided to give me a lottery ticket. And
really?
So it was so I scratched it off, and I saw on it that I had won $50,000. So I was freaking out. I was jumping around. I was like, I couldn't believe it. Best Christmas gift ever, right? 50,000 big ones. And I look on the back of it, and of course, it says on it, to redeem, go to 123. I wish you won too. Road, and it just totally and completely fake ticket. And at the time, I was very upset, but eventually I was able to take the joke, and I couldn't believe that he would pull it on me. A very sly trick by him. But that was the best prank that I've ever had pulled on me. And then when it comes to April Fool's Day prank, 3-1 the count, by the way, to Vadrine. The best one I ever had pulled on me then was actually done by ESPN Radio in Dallas.
Really?
Yeah, so I believe April Fool's was a weekend, as Vadrine takes a base on balls right there. And there was a talk show host who came on and was talking about how there was some huge news in the baseball, in baseball. And he was talking about how it had been decided by the Baseball Writers Association of America that Pete Rose was going to be allowed into the Hall of Fame. And so my father and I remember listening to it with him and just being amazed that they would allow it. And of course, for those of you who don't know, Pete Rose banned from baseball for gambling.
Yes.
And
but betting on his games.
Yeah, betting on his games and betting on his own team to win, but still against the rules. And one of the players banned from baseball. And so I remember being amazed and not being sure what to think, because Pete Rose, he is the all-time hits leader, but but it came out at the very end of his segment, after talking about it for about an hour and a half, and about how the outrage of Pete Rose being allowed into the Baseball Hall of Fame. He said, by the way, everyone have a great day. Happy April Fools, and just everyone's oh.
Oh man, and that's when the credibility of certain news information that you hear, especially on the web. This is a day where you kind of have to be cautious of, because you may hear one thing that you're expecting to hear, and it's too good to be true, and it actually is, as Richter hits that one softly to the pitcher, and she grounds out, but the runners do advance to second and third base. Tapley was able to make the play.
And first baseman needs to watch out there. She is covering a little bit too much of the bag, and Richter had to get out of the way there. They could have collided right there if Richter wasn't paying attention, but fortunately everyone's all right. Well, now it'll be up to Bassaro. That first pitch out of the zone, 1-0. Bassaro will be looking for a little bit of redemption here. She actually got her first loss of the year as a pitcher in the first game of the doubleheader, and now a chance to potentially put the Rattlers up 1 or 2-0 on the Javelinas. 2-0 the count, so it'll be a favorable one for Marcelli. Kat Tapley might think about allowing Bassaro on board, and counts now 3-0. We'll see if they'd rather face Alvarez with the bases full. Here's the pitch, and a ball 4. So the bases are full of gold, and it'll be Alvarez at the plate.
Alvarez gonna look to claim that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow with nothing but gold in sight.
Jordan Alvarez, a 300 hitter coming into today. 3 for 10, drawing the start here today. And first pitch called strike 1. Jordan, she's 1 for 2 so far today. Jordan back into the box. Here's the pitch. And that one out of the zone, 1-1. You saw Jordan getting some happy feet there. She took her step like she was going to swing, but then got settled and took the rest of her steps. 1-1 the count. This one, a little blooper into left field. Will it fall? No! A sliding catch made on her knees by Castro, and that'll do it for the inning. No runs, no hits, 3 left on base. The Rattlers still held scoreless through 5. We're heading to the top of the 6th inning, deadlocked at 0.
With 12 premier institutions across 4 states, the members of the Heartland Conference are proud partners of their communities and NCAA Division II. We are committed to the academic and athletic success of our student athletes. The Heartland Conference offers a vibrant championship experience with schools that are nationally competitive, engaged with their communities, and supported by hundreds of thousands of fans who promote a positive game environment. To learn more about the Heartland Conference, visit us at heartlandsports.org. Choose Division II. Choose the Heartland Conference.
Leading on will be
And welcome back, everyone. Top of the sixth, set to get underway. We are still deadlocked at 0-0. A pitching duel between Emily Britton and Kat Tapley resumes here once again in the top of the sixth. It'll be Castro, Ramirez, Gomez due up for the Javelinas in this half of the inning. Jaylene Castro, so far today, she's 1 for 2. She had a single in the first, and she grounded out her second time. This time a grounder over to Medina. She fires it across the diamond for a 1 away. Now it'll be Ramirez coming to the plate. Ramirez 0 for 2 today. She popped out to left, and an error by Medina allowed her to reach. And Brian, both of these teams struggling to put points on the board so far today. What's it going to take for one of these teams to break out?
In this stage of the ball game, I feel that all it takes is one mistake by either pitcher or the defense that can open the floodgates. Both these teams are playing tremendously well, and referring back to a question that you had asked me earlier in the broadcast about whether or not we expect a similar game than we did in the first, complete opposites. First game, high scoring, both teams putting up runs, the final tally 9-4, and now we're in the top of the sixth, and neither team has yet to score in this nightcap. It'll be interesting to see how this all plays out as we enter the final stages of this ball game, as Britton evens up the count at 2 apiece.
And she wanted that one called strike 3, but that one's been a ball all day. 2-2 now the count. Emily looking in. Here's her pitch. Oof, that one just missed as well. A little bit low, and the count will run full.
oh, count 3-2.
That's our next game, right?
Britton looking in. Has her sign. Here's the pitch. And that one hit sharply into left. Oh, the diving catch by Nash, who laid out for it. She got a good jump on it over there. 2 steps in, the dive, the play. 2 away now for the Rattlers.
That was a nasty play by Nash. Oh, beautiful diving play to get the second out of this inning. And that was a gutsy move on her part, because had she not been able to make the play, the ball would have gotten by her and it could have been extra bases. But instead, that's 2 away now, as this one is grounded to short. There to make the play is Medina, and the Rattlers are able to keep this game deadlocked at 0 apiece as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Rattlers searching for that elusive first run when we come back.
7-6-3. And going to the bottom of the
And welcome back, everyone. The bottom of the sixth set to get underway. Rodriguez, Medina, Villa due up here for the Rattlers. The late stages of the games. This is where the clutch factor is going to come into play for the rest of the way for these St. Mary's Rattlers and the Texas A&M University Kingsville Javelinas. Alex Rodriguez facing off against Tapley. Tapley, it should be noted as she fires in strike one right there, she has yet to allow a hit here today to the number 5 ranked St. Mary's Rattlers. That's incredible right there if you think about that. No hits allowed by the Texas A&M University Kingsville Javelinas in the second game of this doubleheader.
And credit to Tapley, she's struck out 3 Rattlers, however, has walked 8. But the big story heading into the bottom of the 6th inning is the fact that she has yet to allow a single hit. But Alex Rodriguez at the plate, more than capable of putting an end to that. The 2-1 pitch is hit sharply over to short, and there to make the play is Graham. The throw to Gomez over to first was off the mark, but great job by Gomez, able to reach back and tag A-Rod for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, just like they teach you over there at first by Gomez, you make the catch, turn in midair, and apply the sweeping tag at the same time, just in time to get Alex Rodriguez. And now here comes Medina to the plate. Miranda, so far today, she's 0 for 1. She struck out and walked. First pitch out of the zone, 1-0. Looking in, here's the pitch from Tapley. That one out of the zone, 2-0. Villa, she's waiting on deck. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And a called strike there. That one right at the belt, and it'll be 2-1 now. Miranda Medina, she has good speed, so she's able to get on board. She very well could come around and score for these Rattlers. As that one, though, called strike 2, and Tapley's battled her way back in. 2-2, now the count.
Another thing that could be a factor to the lack of runs in this ball game, as that off-speed pitch, unable to find the plate, full count. The fact that this is the second game of a doubleheader, fatigue may be a factor, if any, as that one is fouled away by Medina.
Oh, I definitely agree. I mean, especially towards the later part of the year, these girls, the Rattlers, have played 40 games coming into the season today. They're more than 2/3 of the way through their year, so I don't think it's unreasonable to see that fatigue could be a factor. So that one's hit over to Ramirez. Oh, she threw it away. Medina, big turn. She'll head over to second. She'll stand there, and the Rattlers able to reach on the air by Ramirez. That's so strange because we were talking about how reliable Ramirez was just, it seems like a little bit ago. It was in the last game where she was absolutely eating up everything that was hit over towards her.
Just a lapse in focus right there. Unable to place her throw where she needed it to be. And now with only 1 out, the speedy Medina is over at second with Villa at the plate.
1-0 the count to Villa. Villa so far, she's 0 for 1. She's hit by a pitch her first time up. Popped out to short her second time up. And a called strike right there.
And credit Tapley. She has done a tremendous job of painting the outside corner and getting strike calls in her favor, unable to locate the plate there, 2-1.
Tapley looking in. Here's the pitch. That one well high. And it'll be 3-1 now. So 3-1 the count, 1 away. Amanda Villa, a chance to be a hero right here for the Rattlers. A single, just about all they would need to plate Medina. Nash waits on deck. And I believe they're going to call a delay of some sort. And Villa will head on down to first.
And it is errors like this where you cannot allow the Rattlers to get any momentum. We're trying to figure out what actually happened.
Yeah, I mean, Villa, she was standing in the box like she was ready to go. And
then I believe the delay of game because the second baseman, Ophil,
oh, here we go.
Time infraction on the pitcher.
All right.
Is what the home plate umpire has told us.
All right. Well, now it'll be Nash up at the plate, and Villa and Medina on first and second. And that one out of the zone, 1-0.
And Nash coming off just the previous half inning of making a highlight play over at left field, trying to add some runs onto the board with runners at first and second with only 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Well, she's 0 for 1 today. She struck out and she's walked. So the best of both of those worlds is that one's called a strike, 2-1. If you're the Javelinas, that delay of game results in a ball, so Villa goes down to first, obviously, but it puts a force in play, so you're going to be able to get the lead runner out if there were a grounder third like that one, except for it's foul. 2-2 now the count. It also puts a double play into effect, but then again, of course, you never want to allow anyone on base. Here's the pitch. Nash is looking, and it's out of the zone. 3-2. Full count. 1 away. Sardelich waits on deck. This one lifted high into the air towards center. Tagging is Medina. She's going to head on over, and she'll be safe at third base. So there will be 2 away and runners on the corners.
And great awareness by Medina, tagging up at second, moving that much closer to scoring the first run of the game. Rattlers still searching for that first hit also. Nicole Sardelich at the plate.
And I got to tell you, if there was one player that I wanted to play, to be Nicole Sardelich. And I know we've said this about a lot
of St. Mary's players, yes.
But I do really mean it for Nicole Sardelich. A 437 hitter so far on the year, a doubles record holder for the Rattlers. And she's just been crushing the ball ever since she's put on gold and blue. 1-1 the count for Sardelich. Villa, she leads from first. Medina leads from third. Here's the pitch. Sardelich shoots that one over short. Underhand toss to second, and that'll do it So the inning is ended. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 2 left on base. 0-0, still a score as we head to the top of the 7th here at the softball field in the park at St. Mary's.
We have so much to celebrate in Division II. We're especially proud of our commitment to make a wish.
Division II student athletes the TAMUK initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
$1 million have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted. We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
And we welcome you back, Rattler fans. Top of the 7th inning set to get underway. St. Mary's Rattlers against the Texas A&M University Kingsville Javelinas. I'm Joe Rodriguez, joined by Brian McGluion, bringing you all the action of both of today's doubleheaders. And Brian, we got ourselves a pitching duel here in the second one, as that one's grounded to Villa over to first in time, as Karen Gonzalez is retired on 1 pitch. And it'll be Sanchez and McGill due up next for the Javelinas. And Brian, which one of these pitchers do you think is going to give first? I mean, you got Emily Britton out there, a three-time Heartland Conference Pitcher of the Year. And then on the other side, you have a pitcher who's got a no-hitter going. Oh, as Richter, looks like she stuttered a little bit, and Sanchez will get on base. I mean, which one of these pitchers, realistically, do you think is going to give first?
To be honest, I can't give an answer to that. We've seen so many things throughout the course of this doubleheader that we thought we wouldn't see. Marcela Bissaro allowing 9 runs. She had been up to today undefeated throughout the course of the year, giving up her first loss. The Rattlers riding that 18-game winning streak, losing the first of this doubleheader. So everything that has been accomplished in the past, you can throw that all the way, because the here and now, anything can happen. Granted, Emily Britton, the best in the business when it comes to
an error, I got hit.
And Alex shaking up on that play.
And it's a hard knock life for catchers back there, and looks like Alex might have caught one off the thumb or something like that. You'd instantly see the reaction out of her right there. Usually, yeah, it looks like a right thumb. It was fouled off, so it's quite possible. You see her flexing her fingers back there, so that's a good sign to see. Alex, she's been out there just about, well, I think she has been out there every single game for the Rattlers, and you know catchers, they like to be tough, and they pride themselves on their toughness back there, and Alex, she's no different back there. So I'm sure she'll just go on ahead, just chalk it up to another knock, gonna make sure she can grip the ball just fine. She can, so good to go. So it'll be 1-1 count, only one way.
Count is 1 and
If you're
1.
Sanchez right here, your team's trying to manufacture a run. Sanchez, the runner over there at first base. I wonder if she'll go on ahead and try to challenge Alex right here. McGill 1-1 the count, 1 away. That pitch out of the zone, 2-1.
Alex pumping over to first base. Checking over to Sanchez, who is a definite threat on the base path.
And Sanchez, she's 1 for 1 on stolen bags so far this year. Is that one a little squirted over to the third base side, out of the play, 2-2. I saw one of the more recent heads-up plays. There was a catcher for the Indians, I believe, who, when a ball was hit foul down third base side, as that pitch is hit over to Villa, the tag applied, the throw to first in time, the double play. That story will have to wait for another day as Villa makes a great double play. The Rattlers a chance to walk it off as we head to the bottom of the 7th. Still hitless, but searching for a victory nonetheless here on the Rattler Network. And welcome back, everyone. Bottom of the 7th, set to get underway. The Rattlers a chance to walk off here. 0 still on the board all the way around. Rattlers no runs, Javelinas no runs, Rattlers more importantly no hits, but at the end of the day the Rattlers have the people they want at the plate. Vidrine, Richter, Bissaro all due up, 2, 3, and 4 hitters. Vidrine, she looks at strike 1 from Tapley, and that one hit up the middle. First base hit of the day for the Rattlers. It took them till the 7th, but Vidrine able to stroke one up the middle, and now she represents the game-winning run out there at first base. Richter now ready to try to bring her in.
An opportune time for the first hit of the ball game. Taylor Vidrine delivering. And the crowd here inside the softball stadium up on their feet and giving their full support to the Rattlers, who have a chance to split this doubleheader in this nightcap, as Richter swings and misses on that one, and Vidrine once again stealing a base.
Yeah, I was about to say, Vidrine, the best base stealer the Rattlers have out there on the bags, and she was able to swipe her second one of the game. Vidrine now in scoring position, a 1-1 count for Haley Richter. Richter showing bunt. She lays it down. And it goes just foul.
And great awareness by Ramirez to let the ball roll foul, because Vadrine would have been that much closer to scoring the winning run.
Want to attack, but we need the fans behind us. Let's make some
1-2 the count.
1-2 is the count. And business has picked up here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Richter looks like she'll now be able to swing away. Here's the pitch. That one shot into center. Vadrine, she hesitated. She's being waved home, and now she's being held up. Richter, she'll advance up to second base. But more importantly, the Rattlers now one bag away from winning this ball game. And Vadrine, she had to hold up and stagger her step just a bit. The ball had an opportunity to be caught by Ophil, but it was shot past her, and the Rattlers now with 2 hits and just as many batters.
A great diving attempt by Ophil, and with that attempt, she probably may have saved the ball game momentarily for the Javelinas, because as you mentioned, Vadrine had to stutter a bit to make sure that Ophil did not come up with the catch, but instead now Maricela Bissaro has the chance to end this ball game with a base hit.
0 for 2 today is Bissaro. Sac fly is all she needs. First pitch in there for called strike 1. Bissaro, she struck out her first time up. She walked her last time up. Infield playing in, and time called by the home plate umpire.
Bissaro.
I think they're just making sure that none of the Rattlers are too much onto the field, and looks like the outfield will now gather up. Bissaro once again a chance at redemption. The losing pitcher in the first game, now a chance to win the second game with her bat. That pitch out of the zone, 1-1. Hear the crowd getting into it. Here's the pitch. And Bissaro, base hit! The Rattlers will win it! 1-0, the final score. Bissaro, the game-winning RBI. Vadrine scores the run. Britton, the complete game shutout on the mound. And the Rattlers able to storm back in the second game. St. Mary's, who was held hitless for 6 innings, able to get 3 in the bottom of the 7th, and they are victorious. Brian, what a thriller.
The Rattlers showed a lot of grit and determination, held hitless through the first 6 innings, and all it took was the 3 batters that were due up in the bottom of the 7th. Rattlers able to come away with the split 1-0 against the Javelinas, and they entered today with an 18-game winning streak. They leave starting a new one with the 1-0 victory over Texas A&M Kingsville.
The Rattlers move to a record of 37-5 on the year. Emily Britton now 19-3. The 20-win season ever so closer to her grasp. The Javelinas now at a record at 9-30. The hard luck loser is Kat Tapley. She is now 1-4 on the year. We remind you, Rattler fans, these Lady Rattlers will be back in action very soon. They'll be at Newman. That'll be April 4th. They'll have a doubleheader and then a third game with them the day after, April 5th. But come out to the Angelo State Neon Night. Wear neon. That's April 8th, the 4 o'clock and 6 o'clock doubleheader. You'll have a chance to win free oyster bake tickets and food coupons at the Neon Night. The Rattlers able to earn the split. For Brian Magluyu on the entire Rattler Network, I'm Joe Rodriguez. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. And as always, take care.